Hello students, welcome to Exam Rat. It is a platform where you will get content for classes 9th and 10th. So if you are new to our platform, please visit our website and check all our videos. I am Disha and I'll be teaching you biology for classes 9th and 10th. So today we are about to start with the last chapter of class 10 biology, that is sustainable management of natural resources. We will cover part 1 today and part 2 will be in the next video. So let's start with the chapter. So before I start with the chapter is more about a reading kind of a chapter rather than something which I have to give you a concept about and explain and learn definitions. So it is more kind of reading chapter, right? Nothing much to understand, but yes, we will cover all the aspects no matter what, right? So let's begin. We have learned about the resources in natural resources in class 9th biology, right? So we talked about soil, air, water, we did nitrogen cycles, carbon cycle, ozone we talked about, and other various things, right? So this is about that how various components get recycled and are cycled over and used by the nature again and again. We should also think about how we ought to be using our resources so as to sustain them and conserve our environment. Now, this talks about that while using the natural resources, we have to keep in mind what if they get depleted, or where are we going to find the next resource for our use. So for that we have to find sustainable ways and never deplete them, right? So the issues are something like how to go about the management or sustainable management of natural resources, because this is something which will go on and on for the coming years. What? Using the resources. एक भी दिन ऐसा नहीं होता है जिसमें हम कोई natural resource use नहीं करते, right? We use water daily, plants use sunlight daily, right? We use various other oils like coal, petroleum, fossil fuels are responsible for that. So there are many things which will contribute to the production of waste and enhance depletion of the natural resources. जब हमें पता है कि ये डेली यूज होंगी, लाइफ लॉन्ग यूज होंगी, हम यूज करेंगे नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज के बाद हमारी जनरेशन्स, आने वाली जनरेशन्स यूज करेंगे, तो वी नीड टू फाइंड अ वे which can keep up with the pace, right? So number one, we have the Ganga Action Plan. It is a multi-crore project which came about 1985 because the quality of water in the Ganga was very poor. So coliform is a group of bacteria which is found in human intestines, whose presence in the water indicates contamination by disease-causing organisms. The river was being turned into a drain by 100,000 cities around Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal, and all the adjoining cities which would pour their garbage or excreta into the river. So these are some of the activities which have led to the pollution of Ganga that we are studying right now. So what are the activities? Bathing, washing clothes, immersing of ashes, coarse or industry waste, toxicity which is further killing the aquatic life or the fish in the water, right? So all these are leading to pollution of Ganga. Then we have the Namami Gang program. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. It is an integrated conservation mission approved as a flagship program by the Union government in June 2014. So इस प्रोजेक्ट के दो एम्स थे, ठीक है? So the twin objective of the project was effective abatement of pollution conservation and rejuvenation of river Ganga, right? So this is point number 1 and point number 2. सिंपल सी लाइन है कि इस प्रोजेक्ट के टू ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या थे, तो दैट इज effective abatement of pollution, conservation, and the second one is rejuvenation of the river Ganga. The National Mission for Clean Ganga is the implementation wing set up in October 2016. Now, this was just a rough idea about what all projects government has launched or is planning to do for the environment. But there are some things that we can do at our level, right? So these are the 5 R's that we will talk about. Number one is refuse, then reduce, then reuse, then repurpose, and then recycle. Okay. So refuse का मतलब हमें पता है, say no, right? So this means saying no to the things that people offer you but you don't need them. So it can be single use plastics, it can be some containers, some fancy things which are used to keep food, disposable things, anything, whatever you feel you don't need it but you can refuse it. So that is our little small contribution to the environment. Then reduce. So we can save the amount of natural resources that we have around us. For example, when we are going for a walk, when we are leaving the house, we can ensure that all the appliances that are not required or all the gadgets that are not required are switched off or are not in a plugged in stage. We have switched off the fans, switching off the TVs, extra lights which we don't need. So all this can be done at our level, right? Then reuse, use again, right? So anything that is not fit for our use as it was supposed to be, but it can be transformed into something which can, not serve the primal purpose, but again, something is better than nothing वाला concept कि चलो अगर मेरे पास एक सिरामिक कप था, कप टूट गया, so I can use it to grow a planter or keep water for birds or anything like that, right? So something which can add to the purpose, but it has to be our creativity also in it, right? Then repurpose. Repurpose का मतलब क्या है? Use again. Oh, I just mixed it, but it's the same thing. Reuse, repurpose. Reuse is, eventually it is getting the concept is about recycling, right? So we segregate the waste and we reuse, and repurpose is you find another purpose for the thing. Just like I said, the cup. So if the cup is something that I want to throw away, I can use it to fill up with water, and birds can drink water from that cup. So repurpose is that. Slightly I got confused. Okay. Then recycle. Recycle is segregation is very important, right? So you have to collect plastic, paper, glass, whatever you have, and you just you can recycle it, right? So this will involve segregation. This will involve recycling of plastic, paper, glass, metal items, etc. So instead of synthesizing the new product, we can use the previous product, right? Then making environmental friendly decisions. So even while making everyday choices, we can be environmental friendly. We need to know more about how our choices affect the environment. Definitely, if we know the consequence of a certain action, we will be slightly more thoughtful towards it, right? So all our actions have a consequence, whether short term, whether long term. So we must take care about that. Then the concept of sustainable development encourages forms of growth that meet current basic needs while preserving the resources for the needs of future generations. सो बेसिकली सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का मीनिंग क्या है कि मैं कोई ऐसा रास्ता ले लूँ, कुछ ऐसा मेथड अडॉप्ट कर लूँ कि मेरे आज के नीड्स, करंट बेसिक नीड्स उससे पूरे हो रहे हैं, एट द सेम टाइम इट इज प्रिजर्विंग द रिसोर्स फॉर माई यंगर जनरेशन्स टू कम. यानी कि सारे का सारा वाटर अगर जितना अवेलेबल था सिटी में, सारा मैं नहीं यूज करूंगी, मेरे आने वाले जनरेशन के लिए भी कुछ रख के जाऊंगी, राइट? सो समथिंग that the resource is left for my future generation also, but without compromising with using it today for my benefit, right? So that is about sustainable development. It depends on the willingness of the people to change their perceptions of the socio-economic and environmental conditions around them, and the readiness of each individual to alter their present use of natural resources. So दो ही बातें हैं, एक तो willingness होनी चाहिए people, I mean in the people to change their current methods, because it takes time to break a habit, right? So if I am not willing to change my current ways, I cannot bring about a change in the environment, in my lifestyle, right? Second is readiness of the individual to alter their present use of natural resources. Now, we've been talking about saving natural resources, but why do we need to save them? Only because they are not unlimited, and with the human population increasing at such an alarming rate and improvement in healthcare, the demand for resources is increasing at an exponential rate. So basically population जो है वो increase होता जा रहा है, और natural resources जो है वो लिमिटेड है, ठीक है? या फिर ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि वो एग्जॉस्ट नहीं होंगे, ठीक है? So the management of natural resources requires a long-term perspective so that these will last for the generations to come and will not be exploited. Now, the management also ensures, yeah, the management should also ensure equal distribution of resources to everyone. So just because someone can afford or cannot afford should not decide who is going to benefit from the natural resource, right? If I say that if so and so person can't afford water, that doesn't mean that we should not give them water in a on a daily basis, right? So depriving someone of the natural resources just merely because of the concepts of rich poor is not acceptable, right? So management of resources should be in such a way that it is there for everybody to be used, right? Whether rich, whether poor, whether accessible to all, whatnot, right? Then the damage we cause to the environment while these resources are either extracted or used. So there are damages that we are being causing to the environment, like mining causes pollution. So we need to plan safe disposal of the waste materials which are, you know, uh, which are formed due to the process. Like mining में कोई अगर tons of metals निकलेंगे तो हमें we have to find a way to dispose it off safely. Then our ancient literature has some concepts about sustainable management of resources. So our ancient literature is full of such examples where values and sensitivity of humans towards nature was glorified and the principle of sustainability was established at its best. So if we say that, you know, ये आज की ज़रूरत है, keeping in mind the overgrowing population, the exploitation, or the growing demands, whatever, तो ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है? Our ancient literature talks about people valuing the nature, valuing the gift of God that we've got, the natural resources, and talking about sustainable management of them also. So during the Vedic period, both productive as well as protective aspect of forest vegetation were emphasized. Agriculture then emerged as a dominant economic activity during the later Vedic period. So this is just for reading purpose, nothing to learn about it, but to introduce the concept that it is not like we as humans just today in the 21st century, you know, the resources are getting depleted and we just need to preserve them. It is not about that. Our elders, our ancestors, and people in the ancient times also talked about preserving the natural resources. Indian texts like Smritis or Upanishads, they also contain many descriptions on the uses and management of forests and highlight sustainability as an implicit theme. So sustainability का concept बहुत नया नहीं है. If you look towards it that way, it is something which is being talked about time immemorial, right? So the concept of cultural landscapes such as sacred forests and groves, corridors, and a variety of ethnoforestry practices were evolved that continued to the post-Vedic period. So with this, we come to the end of today's chapter. This was part 1, and next video will be about part 2. So if you have any doubts, you can let us know, and thank you for watching.